Welcome everyone to Walking After Whiskey with Trevor and Travis. I'm Trav.
I'm Trev, of course.
We're going to break down your latest episode of The Walking Dead tonight.
Tonight's episode is season 8, episode
10.
The Plunderers.
And The Lost. What bottle are we breaking down today, Trevor?
Tonight we're breaking down a Jameson Black Barrel.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Jameson, but let's see what Black does to us.
Good
Cheers to the review. First thing we're going to talk about, Trevor, is?
This is a very exciting episode. It's got a lot of different points to talk about. The first thing we see in this is Michonne and Rick sad, kind of leaving Alexandria, and this little not house but a gazebo lights on fire. And
well, the first thing we see is them burying Carl.
Right.
And
yeah. I thought sad would cover that. But, you know, done with Carl.
they bury Carl. Then they put his revolver on his cross. A very sad moment. But you see Michonne fending Rick off as he takes time to bury his son. And she's
giving
just
him time to console. I mean, get the grieve. Yeah. You know, and killing all the zombies and.
Trevor and I talked about we seen the gazebo on fire and how upset Michonne was. It was flaming and how she had to put it out, almost risking her life to put out the gazebo. And what do you think about that?
Her and Rick, I was like, what the hell is this thing? And I asked Travis, said, what's the significance of that? And he enlightened me that that's where the top chief from Alexandria would bring everybody and say, hey, here's our plans for Alexandria. Yeah. Here's this, here's that. So I think they were saving the last little bit of Alexandria before they got out of there.
It kind of made Alexandria whole, made it home, and actually made it a place of hope. And when you take down the place of hope, the heart of the place, and it's all gone. And even though it was overrun by zombies, there were still homes there, there's still places there.
Yeah, they might be hoping to come back one day or something.
Yeah, and with the heart gone, then everything was going to be gone.
Right. The second thing we're talking about is. Negan's sitting there with Simon, and Simon's saying, hey, if you don't want me out here looking for Rick, then what do you want me doing? And he says, I want you to go to the garbage pail kids, pretty much. And he's like, oh, good. That's going to, waste some ammunition, but, I'd be glad to do it. And he said, no, don't kill him. He said, these are our resources. You go there and send the message. And he gets real pissed. And
yeah, so one thing that never dawned on me until I actually seen the filming of this episode, they filmed it in chapters of people's names. Kind of like you do like in Game of Thrones. They'll name the chapter after somebody. Wow. And what really never dawned on me was Jadis is very close to Judas. And how Judas turns his back on obviously Jesus Christ. Right. Jadis turned her back on the Zombie group. So it's very methodical how this all played out. So they went back there to go say, these are our people, we're going to get them back. Wow. So Rick and Michonne go there to get these people back, and right when they get there, they see a whole different scene.
Yeah, they get there and it's all those same people, but now they're dead and they're walking around.
Yeah.
And this is because when Simon went there to go make that deal. He said, hey, we're friends. You guys betrayed us, but guess what? You're off the hook. Yeah. Negan says no punishment. No punishment is going to be had. And he says we will need your guns. They all agreed to give the guns, and then of course he has to kill one person. He kills two. Yeah. Jadis punches him in the face, and then it's on. He says boys light him up and takes down the whole crew.
Yeah, it's sad in a lot of aspects. The first is, Stephen Ogg, who is obviously. His right-hand man defied Negan. Like, this is the first time we've ever seen this man openly defy Negan. He wanted to go send a message. He killed everybody there. But he also said he wanted to kill them in the first place. So now we're starting to see the planting seeds of this guy about to take over a rebellion, take over Negan's place as power, or basically just forget Negan entirely. But by going against his word is going to be a big deal down the line.
When he comes back from doing all that, Negan's like, how'd it go? Negan's got a feeling because he heard him before he went, and he had to really slam his bat on the table and say, hey, here's what you're going to do. And then he says, "Oh, went as usual. There was remorse."
And the talking point, which is funny, was as Negan heard about this, eyebrow raised. He kind of knew something was up the way everyone was acting because everyone seemed very dismal. They don't want to shoot.
Saved by the Rick on the talkie.
Yeah, he goes, "It was on walkie-talkie. It's Rick." And I think Simon was like, "Oh shit, Rick's there. So everyone dead."
I thought for sure Rick was gonna say, "Hey, you just killed all the Garbage Pail Kids," and then I was gonna go on from there.
Shit. And so he ended up having a little talk about it. The talk was all about Carl. Carl wrote letters to everybody, Michonne, to Rick, but to Negan. As Michonne was going through his letters, Rick pulled over and he sat there with this letter that he wrote to Negan. And rather than throwing it away, he wanted to honor his son. So he picked up the walkie-talkie and talked to Negan himself.
Yeah. He said, "Hey, Carl wrote you a letter. He wants peace between us. He wants you to stop. He wants me to stop. But there's no way that's happening." And Negan's actually more broken up about it, you could say, at the point than Rick is. He says, "Hey, how'd he die?"
Yeah.
And
was the bomb? Was the grenades?
Yeah, was it us? Was the bomb?
Yeah,
was
he wanted to know.
grenades? He said, "No, he got bit." And he's like, "Damn, man, Carl was the future. I really had plans for him." You know, Negan's got plans for everybody. Yep. We were talking earlier. He really thinks he's trying to save people. Yep. He told Rick, if you would have just stuck to how things were great, you could have saved them all.
Yeah, and he was a gym teacher. Negan loves kids. He said before, Negan, he was married, had a kid. And so when Carl died, like, it really hit him hard because he never wanted Carl to die. Even though I think the time he took a swing at his head, I don't think he was going to kill him. I think it was just mostly to scare him.
He's like the mob, they don't kill fucking women or children. Yeah, or women sometimes.
It was a very sad thing to happen, and I think Negan taking it hard. And he gave Rick a very stern talking, like, Carl died because of you, because you failed as a father, and that resonated big in Rick's heart. You can tell he was not putting up with that shit.
Yeah. One last thing I want to touch on here is I just figured out how the whole zombie apocalypse could end in this show. Okay, it's the junkyard. Okay, they got a perfect alley right there with the shredder. Set off some bombs, get the herd there, turn on the shredder, boom, all the zombies gone right in the air.
But you never. One thing that he said, that Simon knows something else is happening there. He said there's a ton of solar panels there.
Helicopter
what is actually
pad
happening?
And solar panel.
I want to know what happened here. And now I do too. Yeah. What was going on? And she's like, nothing.
I thought when she was going to the oven to grab some food, I thought she was going to hit a switch and a helicopter was going to fucking bust out or something.
How'd you like when all the people were lost and she killed them all? She talked normal afterwards. And she broke that facade of this, we can't talk, we don't know English thing. And she started talking like a normal person.
Oh, when she got pissed and hit Simon, she's like, "You motherfucker." Yeah. It fucking sounded like a regular white girl.
Good episode, good directing, good review.
Good whiskey.
Good.
Hang on, guys.
We're out here in the patio of the Junction Brewery Grill here in American Canyon.
This is
these
where
guys
you come in.
a lot of props. This place is amazing. We come here for the wings and whiskey all the time.
And this guy actually performed some comedy here and there, and I filmed him on my cell phone one night. And it was he actually did pretty good. So you guys should all come down here sometime, located in American Canyon, California.
Beautiful.
Yep.
Don't know the address, but it's right across from Safeway. See a Safeway? Take a left. Right.
Yeah, thank you, Junction Brewery and Grill, for all your help. And the wings are great here. They have their own beers on tap that are amazing. So
Pork belly bites.
If I'm not here, he's here. So what?
The veterans come here.
Dave's here.
Thanks, guys.
The veterans will come.
Charring is an age-old method for invigorating barrels to intensify the taste. Jameson Black Barrel is our tribute to our coopers. Our painstakingly give the bourbon barrels, in addition to charring, reveal their untold richness and complexity. The select double charred barrels produce a whiskey with even richer flavor than the intense smoothness. I drink this shit, you stupid folks.
Holy shit, they let us in the brewery room.
Ready for a keg stand, Trevor?
If only they would let us. I think if we black out the windows, we'll be able to hold my fat ass up and to get one down.
Whiskey tonight?
Whiskey tonight, Jameson Black Barrel. I really like this whiskey since St. Patty's Day is coming up, right? And instead of Jameson and Coke with a little bit of lime, I would recommend Jameson and Dr. Pepper with a little bit of lime with this. It's more thicker than, it's a lot thicker than regular Jameson, so, well, it has a more black barrel taste.
Yeah. You ever have St. Patty's Day is always about Jameson. It's got to be. You got to have a green Irish whiskey for St. Patty's Day. But usually Jameson is very light. It's ready for just shooting. It's actually a sipping whiskey. I'm actually very proud of you, Jameson. This actually tastes very good. They go with the double charring, double aging fucking method of this black barrel, and it's actually very good.
Yeah. And let's take a sniff. If you really snort it up your nose, you get the full effect there.
Oh shit. I like to drink my
Take
whiskey.
the Jameson straight to the brain. That's how you do it every time.
Yeah, Irish whiskeys, they say it's got
Get the drip.
a very smooth finish, a nutty nose. Trevor always has nut in his nose, so
Right.
he must love this whiskey.
Called the White Dragon.
We're always chasing it. It's a good whiskey, and for St. Patty's Day, if you're done hanging out with the little kids and shooting it and trying to be an asshole, try some Black Barrel and take your time and be a fucking gentleman, right?
Black Barrel it is. Happy St. Patty's Day.
Good
Almost.
review.
Good review. Oh, yeah, I really fucking snipped that shit up my nose.
I saw it drip. I was like,
trying to do it on
holy
purpose
shit.
too, but burned a little bit.
Usually the drip is good, but
Yeah.
that's what.
No, that's good drip. It hit the brain and then dripping in the throat. We're getting both effects.
Yeah, keep the brain wet. Keep the brain wet. It's all
Yeah.
good. Fuck it.
Brain red.
Go. Good enough.